Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, my name is Kevin Weiss.
I'm Ulises Sambrano.
And I'm Evan Closky.
And we are the host of the Locked On Rays podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Thank you for making us your very first listen every day. Be sure you check out and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Locked On Rays. We're also on Twitter and Instagram at Locked On Rays. And you can email us anytime, lockedonrays@gmail.com. We are, once again, pleased to be joined by Evan Closky, Sports Director for WTSP Tampa Bay Channel 10. And Evan, you were at the game today. Lucky number 13, Baker's dozen, 13-0. I still am adamant that this is going to happen. The Rays will go 162.
Oh, there it
I can't
is.
say with a straight face. 162-0 this year.
Yeah.
It's happening, folks.
That's right. And dial up the boat parade now.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a party on the pier.
Can I ask you how you felt about the crowd today? It's a Thursday afternoon game.
Yeah.
And I saw your tweet. You waited a couple minutes before taking that picture. That looked like a pretty good crowd, Evan.
Yeah, I mean, for anybody who went out there for the opening, either I wouldn't say opening day, but the second day I think was also kind of 21,000. I mean, most fans know that they don't open up the top deck anymore. So really, a sellout crowd is 25K inside Tropicana Field. It was packed. There were some seats out in the outfield, but the entire 200s were sold out. Pretty much all of behind the Rays bench was sold out. And then you had all the $10 tickets that were pretty much munched up. So mix in the Red Sox fans that were behind their bench. And, I mean, you had a party there. But it was just great to see because it was kind of dipping there at the beginning of the week. And we were seeing kind of, 11, 13, which honestly by, Rays standards isn't awful.
Yeah.
When we see the four digits sometimes. Pittsburgh's coming to town after this high, and then Pittsburgh, assuming, they're not going to rip off a 22-0 run or something, and it's going to get real. We know it's coming. But to just see people come out and support the team for what they're doing, this historic stretch, I think those are the moments that take great appreciation and really remind everybody involved, we care, we're here, we're going to make the effort, and we're going to show up. And it was, that fifth inning, that 7-run fifth inning, it was electric in the building. And, when you get the drop bumping, it's with a dome environment, it's a great place to be.
Yeah.
What to you, Evan, has been most impressive about this 13-0 run as we presently stand?
I just think it's the next man up mentality, to use like a cliche, but it's mind-boggling to me how everyone rotates sort of responsibility of doing their job. So, I mean, go back to game 2 of this series, like, for example, Wander Franco did not have a great day, but everyone else kind of hit. And then the next night, Wander Franco rips 3 doubles and is sort of the catalyst there to help this offense along with the bottom of the order that I think went the bottom third of that order went 5 for 10.
Yeah.
And then you go to the, what was considered yesterday, today. And you think about how Springsy goes down and Clevenger doesn't have his stuff, which was a really tough spot to be in, just throw him out there and, really unexpected. But then Kevin Kelly, I mean, what a performance from him. They bring up Bristow. Hey, welcome to the club. First major league appearance at 28 years old. Here's your first save. Why don't you send us home for 3 innings? Lights out. Bristow and Kevin Kelly, I think it was like 5 2/3 innings, 6 strikeouts, only 1 run given up. And, then you go back to that 5th inning, and it was just like Brandon Lowe. I think I mentioned it right. Like maybe it wasn't the last time or 2 times ago when they had the beginning of the streak. And I said, they're doing all this and Lowe still hasn't hit one of his heaters yet, right? Like he was kind of stinky out of the gates and they were just taking care of it. and here's the Lowe heater. And we're reminded all back to 2 years ago, right, of how beautiful Brandon Lowe is when he's locked in and how much he can be a catalyst. But beyond the home runs in 5 straight games he started, the hit that he got when the team was down 3-2, they bring in a lefty, first pitch sneaks one through the infield. That allows Randy Arozarena to come up. What does he do? He pokes one the opposite way through the infield. Something we're not used to really seeing from Randy, just doing his job. Manuel Margot, the baseballs on this guy to lay down a bunt, bases loaded, 2 outs. But that is something he practices all the time in the cage before games. I saw it before opening day. I remember seeing it last year. I was up with Ryan Bass in the press box, and he said, I saw that yesterday. That's not an accident. That was execution in practice shown in the game. And then Harold Ramirez. So it's like, we don't really have to mention Wander today. We don't have to mention all the superstars, or we don't have to have Randy Arozarena bop a 3-run homer. Josh Lowe probably had his worst game of the season. So it's just a collective effort in every single game. You do not know who the star is that day. And that's the beautiful part about this team. And, usually the fielding the last couple of games, they were like lights out for 11 straight. And then kind of the third game of that Boston series, that was like a C- effort from the fielding. Manny, they're missing Siri out there in center. Margot kind of misplays that ball with Harold Ramirez. And then you also have Josh Lowe kind of iffy out there as well. So Siri makes those plays, and we're not even talking about it. So, it's just been amazing to see. It's incredible.
When I love the next man up, because I think that's what makes this team and this organization so good for the last 4 or 5 years. It's that you don't need the big star. Like, it would be nice to have, that type of franchise name, but hopefully that's what Wander Franco evolves in. And if Brandon Lowe is this guy, then that would be amazing. But it's just, that's why the offense, if they're healthy, can work so well. You don't have to depend on one single guy. I'm 100% with you on that. Now, during this 13-game winning streak, which has been incredible, there are so many little trivia facts and numbers and stats that just make you go, wow. The one I read that is just incredible still, 13 games, 32 home runs, only 30 runs allowed.
Yep.
Evan, is there a stat that you have acquired throughout this winning streak that has gotten you scratching your head and wow, I did not see that coming?
Well, I mean, the plus 71 run differential, that's far and away the best through 13 games to begin a season in the modern day era. I don't really count. It was fun to begin this whole thing, but like now it's like the St. Louis Maroons, the New York Gothams, like, come on now. I'm not counting teams from the Chester Arthur administration. So it just, a plus 71 run differential is insane. Just truly, like, winning 101-30. That's nuts. I also want to get this right because I'm pretty sure
he's got the Rays game notes. Holy crap!
I do have the
Look at
game
that.
notes.
That's awesome.
And I want to make sure that I have this correct with the amount of people who have double-digit RBIs. I don't know. Oh, man, I can't. I'm under the gun now.
I put you on the spot.
But the amount of different people who have 10 or more RBIs on his team, I think that's pretty
that's
wild
a good one
to me. And remember, Suri got hurt, or else he was like on pace to kind of do it again. I'll use the Google machine since that's sort of like, better than newspaper.
Actually, this could be like an early trivia. Kevin, let's put out the names.
Yeah, they have. There are 4 guys on this team that have double-digit RBI. Yandy Diaz is at 9. Siri is at 8 and has only played 6 games. So I mean, he would have got there too.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean about just like, I mean, look, Wander 12, Randy 16, Yandy 9, Isak 10, Lowe 12. You have Harold Ramirez 7, Lowe and Rayleigh 6, Siri 8. I mean,
and one of those guys, Isak Paredes, doesn't play every day. So he's already in double digits.
I mean, like Lowe doesn't play every day.
Not many
Rayleigh
guys
doesn't
play every day on
every
this Rays
day.
team. Yeah.
You know, the catching position has given you 5. And I mean, Vidal Brujan did some really good things.
He did.
He's looked like, okay, this is what we've been waiting for like 2 years. And also I want to like, again, like Margot hasn't even gotten going. Like Margot should be like a 300 type hitter, and he looks pretty clunky at the plate right now.
Yeah, Margot's always been criminally underrated as well, just historically, I think.
Yeah.
We have much more to discuss on this, but first we have to tell you, you know what? I got to follow Ulises' lead. I'll do this live read with my shades on.
Oh,
There you go. Let's go.
I can actually see better, believe it or not. This is unbelievable.
I love it.
All right. RocketMoney is a personal finance app. I can't do it with a straight face. Sorry.
Get the glasses on.
I can't handle it. I promised the listeners I would.
You did.
Yeah,
You did. They're gonna call you out. They're gonna call you out in the comment box. They're gonna say, "Come on, Kevin."
Yeah,
you
they're
can come
gonna call me out in the comment box, or they're actually going to call my place of work, my office phone place of work,
Flood it.
and harass
Flood
me.
it.
That's happened this week.
flooded.
Believe
Flood
it or not.
it.
All right, let's talk about RocketMoney. It's a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Over 80% of people have subscriptions they forget about, and chances are you're one of them. So get RocketMoney. It will quickly and easily find your subscriptions for you. And for any of you that don't want to pay, or you don't want to pay for any more, just hit cancel and RocketMoney will cancel it for you. It's that easy. So again, just stop throwing your money away. In this economy, come on. Cancel unwanted subscriptions and manage your expenses the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/lockedonmlb. That is rocketmoney.com/lockedonmlb. I'll say it one more time. rocketmoney.com/lockedonmlb. Evan,
Well, before that, we gotta tell people.
Oh, sorry, I was getting ahead of myself.
You
I
are.
didn't look at all the live reads with my sunglasses on. I got incredibly distracted. I'm sorry.
Let's take a breather and tell folks about Game Time. The Game Time app is something that you need to download right this second. If you buy tickets to your favorite events, such as sporting events or concerts, well, this one is for you. They have the lowest price guarantee, event cancellation protection, job loss protection. They have images of the seat view, so you can actually know what you're going to be experiencing before actually purchasing these tickets. So today, snag the tickets without the stress using the Game Time app. To download the Game Time app, you have to create an account and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms will always apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDONMLB, and you will get $20 off. Like Kevin said, who is going to say no to $20 in this economy? Okay, so download Game Time. Exactly, not Evan. So download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. In fact, you can do like Evan and go see the Rays play at the Trop using the Game Time app. Why not?
Yeah, except Evan doesn't have to pay for parking or concessions because he's in the ivory tower up in the media box.
When I'm working, though, I did the Saturday.
Yeah, working.
For the
you got
Saturday
people digging
Athletic
ditches,
Series.
building bridges, and this guy's over here, tweeting about RBIs.
Kevin
Look,
is just.
It's a tough job, and somebody's got to do it. I did go to the Saturday Oakland A's game, the first 11-0 win with my fiance, and we bought the $10 tickets, and the concessions were a lot more than the tickets.
There you go. Yeah, that happens. Are you a pretzel guy? It seems like you're a pretzel guy.
I love a pretzel. In the press box, I smashed the pretzels. The Buccaneers, by the way, wonderful pretzels. Best pretzels this side of the Mississippi. But
this is why the Locked On Rays listeners are very lucky. You get to know this type of info bits.
yeah,
You know?
Well,
the
Evan
Rays
seems like the guy
had mini
that-
pretzels today.
Yeah, Evan, I feel like really has the lowdown on concessions. Like, yeah, if you're going to a ball game, you want to get this item, not get this item. You want to pair these multiple items together. I feel like you kind of got it going on. You know, this
Yeah.
beer pairs with this, I don't know, sandwich
If
or
you
whatever.
go to the Trop, you want to just hit up the whole center field area. That's where the best
Yes.
food is. But when I went there, I was super lazy and was on the third base line and just kind of went to the normal. I just got chicken tenders and fries and said, screw it.
Still good.
Yeah, give me a brewski and I'm good.
Yeah, when anybody asks me advice about what to get at the Trop, I just say, hey, go to the water fountain. That's all you can afford.
Yeah, that's because Kevin hasn't seen the first couple of innings because he's yelling at a parking attendant for
That's true as
how
well.
much he's got to pay.
That's facts. I got to dust off my old credential, maybe. Okay, so a couple things here. Evan, obviously, in the media, this is his job. It's a hard job, and somebody's got to do it. The Rays, 13-0 right now, starting off the season in amazing, amazing fashion, getting a lot of national attention, international attention. But where in the sphere of Tampa Bay sports, you have the Lightning going for their playoff run or what? I honestly don't know a thing about what's happening with the Lightning, but the Lightning, whatever they have going on, the NFL draft on the come up, you have spring games afoot. Where do the Rays land as far as storylines? Are they leading every story now?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, outside of Tuesday night where the Lightning played Toronto at home, which is a preview of the playoff matchup that's going to happen next week, then, yeah, I mean, the Rays are the number one story in town. They're the number one story in the country. I mean, How many times do you see the Tampa Bay Rays leading Sports Center, right? I mean, it's truly remarkable. I mean, I was laughing with people as part of the Rays staff and in the media. I'm like, we're kind of leeches, right? Like all of a sudden, there's usually 2 or 3 people hanging out at the Trop every game. It's very quiet, easy to cover the Rays, and then all of a sudden there's Kevin Cash in his normal room doing a post-game press conference, and he's got 5 cameras and 12 people, and it's like,
so you have noticed
we're
the increase in coverage there in the Trop then.
Well, I'm part of the increase,
Right.
like
You're a Johnny come lately. You're a carpetbagger over here. It's a big deal when Closky and Kyle Berger show up to a game.
Yeah, with like usually like when I'm covering like the Bolt, for example, you show up, you do like your live shots before the game, and then you get done and you go back to the studio and you do your your show. And sometimes with the Rays, you're doing that as well. You show up, you cover the game, you run back to the studio, and for the nightcap, everything's done in house, and you're not actually there for the post game, but you're there before the game and you talk in the clubhouse and all that stuff. So, like predominantly for us who are on the St. Pete side of things, we're able to kind of get to the clubhouse a little bit more than some others because it's only a 12-minute drive. We don't have to worry about the bridge. So, there's plenty of times where I just kind of grab my gear and go to start my day, my work day, and check in on them, show my face, and then kind of go back to the studio and put together the show, which has an assortment of everything. But yeah, I mean, it's a big deal, and luckily they're still not in a New York market where it would be insane. The amount of people and requests and all that stuff. It's still pretty bubbled out, and that's honestly why I love the Tampa Bay market, and I love covering the Rays, is because it is very much a community type feel when covering this team, because everybody and the faces rarely change. And, you can always think about like some of the little tiny stations in New York within the bigger stations, and the cameras add up quickly. But here there's, 5 or 6 options, and your few writers, the Valley Sports people, and you're pretty good.
Evan, when you're at, starting your day and you go to the Trop, and, obviously it's like hours and hours before the game, how often do you see front office faces such as Eric Neander and Peter Bendix walking around?
Yeah, often. I mean, especially during like batting practice and all that stuff. Stu will pop up from time to time. I saw him out there the other day talking with Kevin Cash, who was throwing BP. And, you'll see Neander all the time, checking in on the team, whether, if they're hitting in the cage, he's kind of usually leaning up on that thing and Cash is talking to him or whatever it might be. But yeah, they're around for sure.
Okay. Because I'm telling you, Kevin, I think their job would be a little bit easier, just a little bit easier, if they had once maybe had the opportunity to play Ultimate Pro Baseball GM. That's what I think. Because Pro Baseball
the setup, he used me.
Thank you. It is the coolest game I've played in a long time. I've always thought I could be a major league GM. I know Kevin has. I know Evan has it. And I know that you have also thought about that too. And you know what? Now is your opportunity to make that dream a reality. So this game allows you to manage every strategic aspect of a franchise. You can hire the right coaches and staff, get that team chemistry going between coaches and the players. Sometimes they're not going to like each other, so you got to really do that matching pairing very well. You can navigate through free agency, scout, and draft the players. This is a very challenging and realistic type of game. So today, Locked On Rays listeners, you get a 100% free boost to your franchise when you use the promo code Locked On in the game store. So make sure to check that out today. To download the game, just visit probaseballgm.com. You can scan the code, or guess what? We're in 2023. You can just look it up in your mobile app store. Okay, so today, go ahead and download Ultimate Baseball GM. Start your dynasty today.
Okay, before we get into baseball trivia, name that word, I do want to ask Evan a couple of things here. So the Rays are by a wide margin first in runs scored. Based on what I'm looking at right now, they have 101. Number 2 in the league is the Dodgers. It's kind of how it's been for the last week plus. Mm-hmm. Is this going to continue? Will the Rays be? Are they going to lead the league in offense? Will they be top 3 in offense? Will they be top 5 in offense? Will they be top 10 in offense? When we come to October 2023, where will the Rays rank in runs scored? And maybe home runs as well, for that matter, because they also lead the league in that department presently.
It's a long season. And let me just say this. I am buying a healthy starting pitching staff, but I would sell what we're seeing a little bit with the hitting. Now, they have a monster head start.
Yes.
They are going to hit a slump at some point. Now, luckily for them, again, because they have collectively figured it out together, they have navigated through certain people having dips and other people having peaks. And that's sort of how you become such a successful team, is everyone spreads out their wealth. At some point, I would say there's probably another point in the season where they're bound to kind of all link up. And there's a point in the season where they're all going to stink together. It's going to be interesting when they face some tougher pitching, what that looks like. Still to this day, the best pitcher they faced, Nick Pivetta, obviously, based on his performance. Mm-hmm. You look back on that, based on how the Rays have been pitching, holy smokes, holding his team to no runs. That's incredible. So I lean towards them probably being, certainly a top 10 offense. The home runs, they'll be around there. Certainly top 10, top 5-ish.
Yeah.
You got to think back to what this team was in 2021 a little bit, and it's sort of those vibes. But, Yandy Diaz has 4 home runs. This is a guy who has 14 home runs. The most he's ever hit in a season is 14. So you think the faucet's going to shut off there, unless he's unlocked something that we don't know about to his swing and his hitch that is just, it's working
extension,
out.
Baby.
He is pulling the ball more too.
He is. So I don't know if that's, if that's a, I need to see it over a full course. And it's like, he found something, and we think he has, but until he does it, it's tough to say that a guy whose career high is 14, which was 4 or 5 years ago, is going to rattle off 25 this season, right? I mean, we can't just go on those leaps.
Well, here was my point, was that you have so many different contributors, and night in, night out, it can be 1, 2, 3 different guys that step up in different ways. And I don't know if this Rays squad will have one player that hits at least 30 home runs, but, and Ulises, I said this earlier this week, this Rays team could be reminiscent of the 2019 Blue Jays team that had like a dozen guys with double-digit homers. And you've got a smackle of, man, 5 guys hit 18 to 24 home runs. What happened here? So I could see a scenario like that come to fruition. I don't know where it's going to rank at the end of the season, but it's definitely shocking everybody. It's shocking everybody. The record, of course, that they have going on, but all we talked about all offseason was the offense is going to stink again. And turns out just a little bit of healthy players and some young guys named Vidal Brujan, Taylor Walls, and Josh Lowe finding their footing make a big difference.
Hey, but Kevin, let's remind people that it wasn't just fans and us saying, "Oh man, they need offense." It was Eric Neander and Kevin Cash after the while. The front office said we need offense. They knew they had to do something. So it's not like, oh man, the fans were just yelling and screaming with no reason. No, it was the front office and management that said there needs to be we need to do something.
Yeah, I look. I certainly thought, if we go back to my preseason prediction of what I thought would happen, my prediction was what happened last year was an aberration as far as how bad they were. 2021 was an aberration of how good they were, and I thought the offense was going to be somewhere in the middle of that. But I thought they were going to find a sweet spot there.
Yeah,
this is extreme. Like 100. If you would have told me before the season, forget about the 13 straight wins. If you would have told me before the season, hey, I'll bet you $10 of green Skittles that they're gonna score more than 100 runs in the first 13 games of the year. Like, what would your response have been, Kevin? I would have loved to have heard you.
I would have been on one.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, and once they kind of get out of this winning streak, we can discuss teams that have gone on these long stretches, not just the beginning of the season, but people in the middle of these seasons, what it usually looks like. And there is naturally going to be a bad spot in the season. I warn you now, there is going to be a stretch where they lose for a whole week. That's just the way that baseball works with records and averages. Everything is a law of averages. What goes up must come down. What is down will come up. Now, if you're a crappy team, the stints of that are minimized. And if you're a great team, the stints of that are maximized. But overall, they've created a really great cushion. And think about this. If they go 500 from this point forward, they go 500. And let's not even give them the extra win because it's an odd amount of games if we go split it down the middle. Let's not even give them the extra win. They would have 89 wins this season. By just going 500, one game under 500, from this point forward, 89 win team.
That's crazy. When you put it that way, that is pretty cool. All right, guys.
Hang on one second. I want receipts. I'm going to put Evan on the clock on the spot. April 13th, 9:49 p.m. Eastern, 2023. Come October, or at the start of playoffs, I guess. End of the season. Will the Rays win 100 games, at least 100 games?
Gonna go no. I'm gonna say close. I'm gonna say real close. Like they're looking like 96, 97, 98. I mean, injuries are already stacking up. Like
and come on, like
we haven't even talked about Jeffrey Springs yet. So
yeah, exactly. But no, 100 wins, Kevin. Come on, man. Like, I mean, look, can they do it? Sure.
No, it's a fair question.
Sure. Can they do it? Sure, but I mean, like, you would make him sweat a little bit more if you had said 96.
No, I'm going for. I think they're going 162. I still can't say.
I'll buy 96. I just
I think
that range.
They're getting triple digits. It's gonna happen. This is their year. You said it, Evan. There's a special sauce, a special magic about this team. They're winning the World
Good.
Series. I don't care if they've got Jeffrey Springs.
Mark that.
Zach
Write that
Eflin,
down at
and Tyler
9:51.
Glasnow injured.
Yeah, I like that. 9:51 on minute mark of 30. Enough, boys. This is baseball trivia time. All right, baseball trivia time is brought to you by everybody that we've said today. So there you go. Okay, so the boys are heading to Toronto, and we hope for good things. The pitching matchups are favorable to the Rays. Drew Rasmussen v. Jose Berrios in the first game on Friday.
With
Today,
his ERA north of 11.
Ooh, boy, he just looks so bad, Marias says. Okay, so my trivia question has to do with the Toronto Blue Jays. I took a page from Mr. Weiss last week when they played the Oakland Athletics. Well, they're playing the Toronto Blue Jays. We're talking Toronto Blue Jays today. The question is, everybody and their mother just loves OPS these days. Well, I have a list of the top 10 all-time Blue Jays in the OPS category. Between Kevin and Evan, can you name 8 out of these 10 players? 3 strikes combined.
Is there like a minimum? Like
yes, I can tell you. I can tell you that the everybody here played at least 4 years, and the lowest OPS is 835.
Oh man, I'm gonna crush this one.
Has is Vladdy Jr. played 4 years?
No.
Like, is that part of it? No,
Please don't use that as your first guess.
If you're gonna use that, you got to let me know.
No, don't. Please don't.
Okay, I'm gonna skip on that one. Kevin, start us off because I got to change my brain here.
All right, Carlos Delgado.
Yes, you would be correct with Charles Finn at 949 OPS, which is number 1.
My God. Man, why am I blanking out on Toronto? I don't want to have
Oh God.
By the way, when I said 4 years, it didn't mean like actually 4 years. It's just four parts of 4 seasons.
God. I'm just doing Vladdy Jr. I'm like blocking out right now on
That's your
Vladimir
guess? Oh my gosh.
Guerrero Jr. is correct at number 7 at 867 OPS.
this freaking guy.
I didn't think you played enough. I'm sorry. Okay. Touche. I should just leave
Evan's
now.
such a gentleman. He's not even. He could throw it in your face, but he's just such a gentleman.
Yeah.
No, let it speak. Let it speak for itself.
Yeah, I'm hanging myself by my own petard here. Vernon Wells.
Vernon Wells is incorrect. Strike one.
Man.
Wow. Jose Batista.
Jose Batista, my friend, my teammate, my college buddy, is number 4 on this list at 878.
USF student. People don't know that.
People don't know.
I will go with a guy who played alongside Jose Batista, Edwin Encarnacion.
Yeah.
And you would be correct. Mr. Parrots is number 4, tied with Jose Bautista at 878.
Jeez Louise.
So you guys have had 4 out of the 8.
Yeah, God.
One strike.
I'm just gonna say Michael Carter, and I know it's gonna be wrong.
That would be strike 2.
Michael Carter.
Yeah, he's the Baxter Boys' older brother from Nick Carter.
Did I
Are you talking about like the Jets running back? I don't.
Oh.
Michael Carter.
on?
Joe Carter.
Joe Carter. That's right. Man, Mike, that is the Jets running back. I was like, what? I was like, it sounds. You're right, Joe Carter.
Michael Carter is not here, and Joe Carter is not.
I told you I had to realign my brain. Yeah, that I'm an idiot. So good call. So see, that's why I didn't talk crap, because I just stepped in my own stuff.
Smart man. All right, Kevin, you're up to the plate with 2 strikes.
Oh, so you're counting that as a strike?
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it's Joe Carter. I mean,
Yeah, Joe Carter. Yeah.
It's not.
Oh,
yeah.
I was. Hey, you said Carter. Okay, so. But Joe Carter's on the list, right?
No, he's not. Get off Joe Carter's. You know what?
Man, I'm behind the times. Woof. Okay, so we have Delgado, we have Jose Bautista, we have Edwin Encarnacion, we have Vladdy Jr. Give me a Raul Mondesi.
Wow. That's a really good pick. Did not ever think you would get Raul Mondesi because he is not on this list.
Is Fred McGriff on there?
Yes, he is. Foul tip it. Okay, I give you 5. Foul tip. You guys want to keep going?
All right, sure, yeah. Fred McGriff, good guess. I am
number
going
3.
to say,
Wait, hold up. He's number 3 on the list at 919.
this might be a little bit of a long shot, but I'll go with it anyway. Jose Cruz Jr.
All right, you guys are out.
Alex Rios.
Tony Bautista.
Enough. Number 2 on the list. How could you guys forget?
Joe Carter.
The bringer of rain, MVP, Josh Donaldson, 931.
All right, we're idiots. Yeah.
Number 6 on the list, Hall of Famer, right? Paul Molitor, 871.
Yeah.
Number 8,
I knew there was a Hall of
Kevin's
Famer I was missing.
favorite first baseman of all time, John Olerud at
Olerud, yeah.
866.
Shout out Washington State.
Yeah. Number 9, Sean Green, 849. And number 10, you love him, Tampa product, tremendous hair, bad shortstop fielding, Bo Bichette.
I was gonna go, but I didn't think Bo was at 4 years yet.
That's why I said parts of 4 seasons.
No, I know. I didn't think that he hit that mark.
I know.
That's disappointing.
Yeah.
All right, we sucked there. Okay. Name that war. I also am taking a page out of my book in the Ulises book and going with a longtime Toronto Blue Jay for my Name That War question. A guy that I hope that Vidal Brujan can replicate in some shape or form. Shannon Stewart. What is his career war? Shannon Stewart.
Are you kidding me? Shannon Stewart.
Who is Shannon Stewart?
Oh, man, don't say that. He played from 1995 to 2008.
Oh my God. Wow, he played that long? I didn't think that was his career was that good.
Shannon Stewart.
I've got
Never
nothing
made an
on my
all-star
memory bank.
appearance, but he could play.
Evan, I'm just gonna price is right you, so you better be right, man. Your Name That Wars have been crap. And by the way, hold on, Evan.
18-1.
Hold on, Evan. If you think Kevin's Name That War have been crap lately, put it down in the comment box.
Okay, so Shannon Stewart is a well enough known name.
Put it down in the comment. And you know what? If you think that they have not, and Kevin is playing so right with Rondell, what was his name?
Rondell White. People know who Rondell White is. Come on.
If you think that Kevin's right, hey, call me out. Say, Ulises, wow, how are you missing these legends from your memory bank? But
that's the whole idea of Name That War. It's not about picking out legends. It's kind of obscure-ish names.
Sure, but give me, this is ridiculous. Okay, so he said 18-1. Enough of my rant. I will go with 19-8.
Okay. Shannon Stewart played 14 years in the Bigs, had a 297 career batting average, 115 home runs. He led the league in stolen bases like 3 times. He had a 51 marker to his name. Bunch of doubles, over 300 doubles. Really solid player. His career WAR, 24.9.
Okay, not bad, Evan. What did he play? Infield, outfield? What was he?
He was a left fielder. He played for Toronto from 1995 to 2002 or 2003. Then had a 3-4 year stint with Minnesota. Played for Oakland, then ended his career with Toronto.
Fun fact about Shannon is ranked number 6 in doubles all time for Blue Jays. How about that?
Yeah.
I was originally thinking like 2 WAR per year, and I was like, 26 seems like a lot.
Dang, you would have gotten it.
Dang. Yep, there it is. So
okay, good.
And by the way, if you Google Shannon Stewart, that is not the first Shannon Stewart that comes up. It is a very attractive blonde female lady. I'll just leave it at that. So have fun, boys.
Okay.
All right.
What a way to end the episode.
Yeah. Well, cherry on top. Thanks, Kevin.
Yeah.
Evan, how can people find you and your work?
Yeah, I mean, check out my my Twitter at eClosky WTSP. Also head to our website, 10tampabay.com. Not only are we talking the Rays, who are the talk of the country, but we had Buccaneers news with Devin White requesting a trade. So he talked, Jason Light talked about that today, Thursday, and then also the Lightning are beginning their playoffs, their run for the a fourth consecutive Stanley Cup final appearance. They will begin in Toronto next week, so we will be very heavy on the Bolts. But I'll tell you this right now: if the Rays come home 19-0, we will be in Tropicana Field next Friday. So whatever's happening in our area, USF has their spring game. What would be today, Friday. So we got you covered.
That's right.
Awesome. More on Shannon Stewart. Yeah, she does not look 38. Wow.
Oh my God.
Wrap it up. We're gone, folks. We're gone.
Yeah, no, that's
all right.
you.
Thank you,
Evan,
guys.
Thank you for making Locked On Rays
Yeah.
your first listen every day. Be sure to check us out on all social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram. Follow Evan Closky. He's awesome. And stay safe out there. Get your shades on. Let's keep it going, okay? Because you know what? I want number 14, 14, 14, 14, 14, 14.